Good morning, Raptor Freaks. Lexiot's here, and it is Tuesday morning, and we're doing trivia this morning. Monique, can you give me a sign we're doing good, like with the volume? I think we're all right. Yeah, so today we're going to do 30th anniversary trivia, and I'm going to wait for some more people to come in. It's going to be trivia that has to do with the 30 years of the Raptors' existence. So we're going to be covering all eras on this trivia today. So I hope you guys are ready. I would ask that the people are going to play the trivia not look up anything. And in some ways, the best way to get the answers is off the top of your head or to go ahead and like listen to my clues because my clues will be getting easier and easier until we finally get the answers. So please, no Google and no like trying to look it up on any kind of website where the answer might be. Because in some ways, these questions you'll see when I start the questions, they're ones that are general and, Raptors fans will know a lot of the answers. So I will ask, please, no Google today. Now, I see that we're starting to have people come in. I appreciate everybody joining me this morning on a Tuesday. That's right. Raptors having a crazy day yesterday. Open Gym episode came out yesterday of the Raptors on a boat in Montreal. We saw a little bit of this from this weekend. I think it was Saturday they went and they rode around on these crazy boats where they jump in the water and like they get the players and the coaches and everybody on the boat all wet. And it's actually a really funny clip. It's a team building exercise the Raptors are doing where they had Darko goes out and they rent these boats. They go in the water and they go and they have to wear raincoats and stuff. So that's pretty cool. It looked like a lot of fun. It looked a little scary also at the same time. But yeah, open gym, Raptors, good job showing the team building exercises that Coach Rajakovic has got our team going through. Really, really cool stuff. Let's see what's going on. Monique is here. Good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Good morning to you, Monique. I hope you're having a fantastic morning, starting your day so far. Cool Cat saying, good morning, Raptor Freak crew. Hope our host feels better today. Let's roll. Yeah, there you go, Cool Cat. I am a lot better today. I would say I'm mostly better. I still have a little bit more, but I think I'm going to be all right by the end of the day. I do feel way, way stronger than I have in the last few days. Like I really haven't felt well for about 4 or 5 days now. So yeah, Brian's here. Good to see King. What's up, Freak Nation? 30 years and hopefully 30 more even for us Raps podcasters. Big up yourself, Lex. Big up to you, Brian. Y'all check out To The Point, T.O. The Point, a great Raptors related content channel. Definitely check out Brian's. And you know what? Listen, man, I know the Raptors are going to exist for a long, long, long time. This team ain't going nowhere. People try to get rid of it early on. It didn't happen. The market of Toronto is a great market. And the NBA is here to stay in Canada. And anybody who thinks the Raptors going somewhere like the Grizzlies are, well, you keep waiting because that is not going to happen. I'm going to tell you that right now. It ain't going to happen. Yeah, I hope I can have another 30 years of podcasting. We'll see. We'll see. That would mean I would be 80 years old. 80 years old very next year. So that's how it is. Let's see. Trevor J is here. What's up, family? Lex, it's another hurricane heading to Florida, Category 4. Well, it's a good thing you're in Europe, my man, in Portugal. Yeah, this one, Milton, looks like it's heading straight for Tampa this time. And my Central Florida friends down there, including one of my best friends, is very, very much scary for them. And this storm is bigger than ever. This is crazy. These hurricanes this month have been nuts. And there's no relenting, apparently. There's no relenting with them. Smooth is saying, hey, all, there's a video online of RJ Hampton admitting to some very disturbing stuff he did to his girlfriend. I just actually watched that, Smooth. It's kind of funny that you just mentioned this. It's RJ Hampton standing in a hotel room with his 2-year-old child and his wife, his baby mama, I guess I should say, filming him. And he's admitting that he struck her and she's got bruises and from it. And she has pictures. She's filming him and he's so stupid. He's just saying all this stuff. But if you're that stupid and you're that evil and bad, well, you deserve to get in trouble. And, well, he's saying nobody's going to care that you were bruised up and I beat you. Nobody's going to care. Well, they might now that it's all on blast on social media, RJ Hampton. So, yeah, it looks like your career may be in big trouble. The NBA has a problem with domestic violence, just like a lot of the major sports do. And in some ways, they sweep it on the rug and hide it for these players all the time. But social media is the equalizer. It will pull the veil away from the ugly, gross, disgusting truth of some of these people's behavior. And you know what? Whatever happens to RJ Hampton is what he deserves. In some ways, nothing may happen to him, just like Miles Bridges, just like other people in the past that are still in the NBA at this point. It is crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Fiercey saying, good morning, fam. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday to you, Fiercey. Always good to see you in the chat. Carlos saying, morning, Lex and fellow freaks. Good morning to you, Carlo. Yes. Young Santino. That's right. Smooth saying, I don't think he realized he was being recorded. Yeah, I don't know if he realized it or not, but either way, it's out there. It's on Twitter. We saw it. So this is not a good look. And that, apparently that baby had just flown for like 13 hours on a plane. Man, there's so many ways that you could be a bad dad. And it seems like RJ Hampton's being a bad dad. I'm just going to say that. Fiercely saying young players need more counseling on how to behave as everything will backfire. Be wise, youngsters. But this actually also applies to old heads. Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, some people are too young to have kids because they're not mature enough for themselves. And a lot of kids have kids, and it's sad. That's why teenage pregnancy was such a big problem for a while in North America when kids were having kids. And it's just like, it's not a good phenomena. In some ways, you have to be mature and kind of have your own footing and stuff when you have children. And having children unprepared or just kind of not planning for it, it can cause trouble. It can cause trouble for your own life. It can cause trouble for that young baby's life. There's all kinds of things. So, I really do encourage people to have planned parenthood and try to be smart about having kids. And it may seem like RJ Hampton probably shouldn't have had that kid is what it seems like to me right now. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see. Carlos saying prayers to Florida. Yes, very much. To my home state, Florida, in the United States. That's the state I'm voting out of for this election. My ballot is in the mail, and I am voting for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. And God, please have them win, because the alternative is a very dark future for us if we don't get it. Seriously, it's really, really bad and scary. And people don't understand what I'm talking about. Go 100 years ago and look at Germany and a man named Adolf, and you can understand enough about a man named Donald. And that's all you need to know right there. That's right. Brian's saying, Lex, I'm a chef. DM me for any dietary tips to help you out, brother. You know what? I did not know that about you, Brian. And I will definitely take you up on talking to you about some of the issues that I deal with my diet and see if you have some great solutions for me. Fantastic, Brian. I appreciate this, man. I really, really do. Fiercely saying another 30 years would be solid, Lex. We're rooting for you. There you go. There you go. And that's Fiercely is sideways saying long live Lex. And I appreciate that. Long live all the Raptor freaks and having great lives going forward forever with the Raptors winning all the time. Cool Cat saying some of my family are living in Tampa. Some have evacuated, worried for those that stay behind. Scary storm. Yeah. Now, I know Siakam's down there. I keep having my theory about Cool Cat and Siakam. But yeah, it's scary. And I hope that my friend Trey and his family are finding somewhere safe to go to. Maybe they're going a little north to Tallahassee to hide out from the storm there, because it's no joke. And these, when I was a kid, I'd be like, yeah, storms are fun. We'll sit through them. But these are increasing in velocity and strength. And they're dangerous. They are dangerous. Them wind shear will take your roof off your house, and you will go with it if you're not careful. That's right. Fiercely saying the problem is that the NBA hides DA, this domestic abuse. This is extremely disturbing. Yeah. And you know what, NBA, there's got to be a point where, look, you have a limited amount of spots in this league, and I don't care how good a player is. I don't care. You got to take care of business legally and not allow this kind of stuff. If a player is having problems with his anger, he needs counseling. And in some ways, if there is some sort of abuse situations like RJ Hampton and his baby mama right now, y'all need to investigate and do something about this and not look the other way. Seriously. I think if there's anything we're learning from the Netflix series, Mr. McMahon, is that rampant, disgusting behavior in organizations that's hidden and covered up is gross and messed up. And at some point, all this comes out. So I think that this is something that Adam Silver could do a way better job, considering the NBA is a progressive league that is very on the forefront of good things and promoting very good social movements. That they're blind to this particular one. That's really messed up. And as the WNBA emerges and becomes more and more prominent and important in the sports world, Well, women are important, and we got to stop degrading and abusing them behind the scenes. NBA is what I'm saying right now. It's not a good look, and this is really bad. This footage this morning. Yeah, Kaz is saying good morning, all. Good morning to our trucker friend Kaz on the road, baby. Let's go. Let's get to the next spot. Yeah, let's go. Monique saying officially booked my first ride for the preseason game next weekend. There you go. Monique is going to Scotiabank Arena October the 15th to see the Raptors play the Boston Celtics in a preseason game, our only home preseason game in Toronto. Then yeah, I would go, but I don't think I'm going to go. I think I'm going to wait, and we'll see if Lex gets to a game this season. We'll see if he does. I don't think I'm going. Fiercey's got Mo on blast. I love to see that. Cool Cat saying Siakam's house is in Orlando. They won't be as bad as in Tampa. You know what? That's not true, because this storm, all right, the last one, Helene, came through and hit Atlanta like hard. And we see how much damage it did to North Carolina and other states very far inland. Now, Orlando is not that far from the coast in different ways, just like Tampa, and it's right in a line there. So if this storm is bigger than Helene, it's going to hit Orlando really hard also. Sure, the storm surge and everything will hit St. Pete and Tampa and Clearwater, but it will go get Kissimmee and Orlando and everything around there also, especially if it's heading in a west to east direction across the panhandle of Florida. Trust me, I know my Florida. It won't be as bad, but yeah, they will be finding some destruction coming towards Orlando too. Yeah, next week. Let's go, Monique. Going to preseason. That's right. Smooth saying the storm is supposed to hit tomorrow evening, right? I'm not totally sure. I know I see it on the graphics, and it looks monstrous and very, very scary. Fiercely saying WNBA Lynx versus Sun tonight, decisive game 5. You gotta love a game 5. It's like a game 7, except a game of a best of 3. And yeah, this will be a hype game. Lynx versus Sun. Who's going to go to the finals and play the New York Liberty in the finals of the WNBA this year? That's fantastic. Fiercely wants trivia time. That's right. And Brian saying, Lex, want to come join me for the VC game in a box? Laugh my ass off. Brian, you're being funny. In some ways, are you going seriously to the box? Listen, if I go there, I'm going to boo, and I may make us look bad to the rest of the NBA because I'm booing so loud for Vince. But, we'll see. We'll see how it you know what? In some ways, I'm not that interested, Brian. Smooth saying some people are saying it's the Democrats causing the storms. I'm not kidding. Well, everybody's lying at this point. It's not like they, that whole side right now is just full of lies. Every single thing they say is debunked, fact-checked, and lies. And that's why Donald Trump cannot be on 60 Minutes, because they're going to fact check him, and he refused to be on there. It's like, it's a mess. There's one side that is just using lying and all the dirty tricks they can in the world right now. And in some ways, they're going to say whatever they're going to say. And you know what? People are dumb enough to listen to that and be dumbasses and vote for Donald Trump. Well, you go ahead and be dumbasses, you low IQ, dumbass, easy to be tricked, dumbass motherfuckers. Seriously, keep fucking believing in Donald Trump, because honestly, he's pulling the wool over y'all's eyes, and y'all are stupid if you believe his lies. Seriously, y'all are dumb as fuck is what I'm gonna say. You gonna believe that? Oh my gosh. Ahmed is here, our current Raptor Freak trivia champion, Ahmed Gaming. His name is on this trophy right here. That's right. He's saying, what's up, man? What's he saying right here? He's saying, yo, hope everyone is doing well. Need to pick up some books from school, so I don't know how long I'll be able to stay. Ahmed, I just hope you're safe. Of course, your area of the world is at war, and it's crazy over there right now. And I just want you to be safe there, man. And it's really sad. They just had the anniversary of that tragedy that happened last year. And yeah, it's really messed up. I just want peace. I know Ahmed stands with me for peace in the Middle East, and we just want good things to happen in Ahmed's home country and the region around and the countries that are bordering Ahmed's home country, because everybody deserves peace. Everybody deserves the ability to live their own lives and believe what they want to believe. And when people are trying to make other people believe what they're going to believe and do whatever, and they're genociding people and they're murdering each other and they're raping each other, that's messed up. None of that is good. None of that is good. Ahmed, I wish you peace, happiness, love, and protection. How about that? Yeah, Smooth saying cloud seeding and shit like that. Listen, I won't disagree that I do feel like sometimes the jet streams and stuff like that is something else. But this is different, guys. We have to understand, to make these kind of storms. You can't make these kind of storms. And that misinformation is saying there's some sort of weather machine box that does this. No, what this is, and I'll be very scientific about this. This is what scientists would tell you, is that we put so much carbon up in the air from our emissions, from our big industry with their big plants all over the place, from our cars, from all the stupid shit, the fossil fuel burning, that particulate goes up there, and it's causing a blanket of heat. And in some ways, it's churning and changing the natural air and patterns and weather and jet stream and everything because of that. And because we're just adding more and more, and this stuff never escapes. That's the thing that they're not fucking telling you about fossil fuel burning, is that this stuff doesn't go away unless the trees eat it up and they convert it back to oxygen for us. And they're trying to do the job. But meanwhile, we're cutting down all the damn trees while they're trying to save us. So the weather change is from fossil fuels burning and churning and making the air more and more crazy like a cauldron. And what do you do when you whip something up in the kitchen? Well, you whip it up, it gets a more and more momentum going around and around. And that's all that's happening, is there's more and more momentum stirring up more and more shit every single year. And that's it. I mean, I won't deny that they can seed clouds to cause rain. They cannot make a storm like this with any kind of machine. This is a natural occurrence. This is a natural disaster. Do you think that if they had the ability to make a storm this destructive, they'd send it at their own damn country? Then think about that. Let's witness that shit. Would they send the storm at their own country to destroy their own country? No, they send it at their enemies. So why is it that the hurricanes all happen in the same place, in the same kind of patterns, before any kind of technology that could make these weather patterns? This shit has been happening since the existence of time, before we had cars. So I'm just saying that the patterns of where the storms happen are the same places. So how do we make that? I'm telling you, I can debunk this shit with simple logic, real easy like this. Real easy like this. Seriously. Brian said, boo all you want, but you're going to love the filet mignon. You'll come for the booing and you'll stay for the filet mignon. All right, Brian. This has been a little bit all over the place right now. I will start the stream questions really soon. Kareem saying, Amit, when do you need to leave? We should probably start after that. Kareem. Oh, my gosh. That's what Fiercely saying, how can natural disasters be caused by? Never mind. Yeah, no, they're ridiculous. They're ridiculous with this stuff. Randolph's here. Blessings, beloved Raptor freaks, the most informative gang. Have you made progress in your life? All progress takes place outside your comfort zone. Move forward. You know, I believe that, and I don't believe that also. I mean, I think you can comfortably move forward and progress as a person too. But yeah, taking risks, getting outside of your normal areas can offer opportunities that you would never ever see. Sure, I can get behind that. Let's see. Tabernacle. Okay. Kareem saying, Brian, I mean, I could go with you. Laugh out loud. Kareem wants to go with you to get the filet mignon. Tobias is here. Thanks for the invite yesterday, Lex. I joined. All right. He's joined our fantasy NBA league for this year. Guys, I have one spot open right now. If somebody wants to jump in it in the chat who doesn't have a team already, if you have a team, don't get a second team. But yeah, I put the link in just now. If you want to rejoin Amit, get in there right now. Actually, Amit, there's an email to you at your account where you can rejoin the fantasy league if you're not too busy. And I want you to try harder this year. I felt like you played pretty good, but at some points you were not doing as well. So if you want to play again, Amit, your spot is still there. Just re-up on that for sure. Re-up on that. Yeah. Let's go, Kareem. He's saying, yeah, let's go. He'll take you to the game. And Amit's saying, love and peace. That's exactly the message, my friend. That's exactly the message, young man. You got it right. And hopefully the future is bright for this world because of young people like Amit Gaming 2K. That's what I'm saying right there. Carlos saying, MAGA's so dumb. First, they don't believe in climate change. Now they insinuate weather control. Yeah, they have so many different areas they're messed up. They're just trying to confuse things. So this is what we do. We just really, really reject that fucking piece of shit orange man, and hopefully he goes away forever. And we can get on with adult politics once again. Hopefully it's not ruined forever because of the trends that he started with lying and deceit and all this kind of stuff. We reject anybody who's like that in the future, and we keep real politicians that are actually working for the people in power. And no more of these narcissistic, crazy ass, lying motherfuckers who are trying to run governments for their own rackets like the mafia and making all kinds of side profits left and right like Doug Ford and Donald Trump. That's what I'll say to that right there. That's right. Kareem saying war and disasters. What a shitty world we're made of. Listen, it does seem like things are fucked up. Maybe AJ Griffin's right for quitting the NBA and going into ministry because he's like feeling like the rapture's coming. Well, there's war in the Middle East and there are really bad natural disasters. I mean, and this fuckface is running for president right now. Yeah, it's a little scary right now. I want to see some good things happen by the end of this year. And Kamala Harris as president of the elect of the United States is one of the best things that can happen for the whole entire world coming up. Seriously. Get your vote in if you're American, and do not vote if you're going to vote for Trump. Just fucking stay home if you're stupid enough to vote for him. Seriously. Trevor's saying, I called my daughter earlier today who lives in Orlando, told her to go, family, get right out right now. Yeah, get out. Go north. Trevor's family, please. Good morning, y'all. Happy trivia. Good to see Andrew, Raptor Freak Rookie of the Year, baby. Let's go. Randolph saying, Lex, let's lift our prayers up for Florida and the Middle East. May the good Lord protect his people from harm, damage, wickedness, and evil. Oh my gosh. Yes, Randolph. Yes. All of what you just said. Please protect the people of Florida and the United States from this crazy storm, Milton. And also, please protect all of the people of Lebanon, all the people of Gaza, all the people around the Middle East, both in Israel, Iran, and every single other country around there where bombings and murders and killings and genocide is happening. None of it is right. None of it was right from Hamas to Benjamin Netanyahu. None of it is right. That's right. Kareem saying, my precious place, Kissimmee. I love that place. Hoping Florida stays safe. There you go. Too many conspiracy theories. Yeah. Yikes. I'm saying I'm bad at being consistent of remembering to update my lineup. So I'll let someone else join. If there is a leftover spot that no one's want, I'll join. You know what, Amit? That is so giving. Man, Amit, you're just a badass, bro. You're a badass at trivia. You're a great young man. You have a good head on your shoulders. And that is so giving, man. I will see what happens. And if we still need you to play with the final 20, I will definitely re-add you back with your team. Man, Amit, you're just top notch, man. You're top notch, bro. You're top notch. Smooth saying, I told him I was a communist to quiet the talk. He was pissed and walked away. Who are you talking about? That's funny. Let's see. Fiercely saying, Shams is the new Woj at ESPN. Congrats to him, I guess. We knew this would happen. The only person who really has all the linkages and the insider stuff is Woj is Shams. And in some ways, they were competing for years already. It's like, who's going to get it first, the Woj bomb or the Shams bomb? And well, the person that's most logically in that spot to continue the work of Adrian Wojnarowski is Shams, because Shams is the guy who has all those connections. In some way, you think just some regular guy is going to jump in at Woj's spot? No, you have to be connected. You have to know all the agents. You have to know everybody who's in the know to be in the know. And the next person that knew the most is Shams. So this makes total sense. I'm glad he's not with the betting company anymore and he's going to ESPN. That's a little bit better for optics. So, but still, I don't trust it because in some ways Shams is a manipulator of information and he can help people like Rich Paul and Clutch. He can hurt people also. So we'll see how it goes. Mugarbe's here. Good to see Mugarbe. Lennon. Great to see old Raptor Freak Mugarbe. Hope you've been doing very well, my friend. It's good to be here. It's good to have Raptors basketball back. Let's go. For sure, Mugarbe. What a great game on Sunday. A lot of fun to watch. Seymour saying, can't wait for the politics to end. Basketball, come save us. Yeah, political year in the United States is annoying. And, of course, we have our own bullshit up here with all kinds of different stuff happening up here in Canada, too. Brian saying, Lex, my Jewish friends and I'm Muslim and we stand together and that war is bullshit. Yeah, that's the thing. Listen, we have to understand the crux of this all is that very, very rich people want everybody to not be united, because as soon as we're united as people, as Muslim, Jewish, Black, white, Asian, Hispanic, everybody gets together, gay, non-gay, everybody gets together. They find out who the real problem is. The problem is the rich people that are making the money off the working backs of us. And when we get organized all together, we're harder to control. When they pit us against each other, then they have more easy diversion away from them being the real problem.
So that's why we need to unite across our differences and understand the people that are running our world to the ground are the people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, these people. And that's the people we need to be watching out for and coming after. And the more we're organized together and we're not pulled apart by the forces that try to pull us apart, the better. Trust me, the better. That's right. That's right. Bryce is here. Good morning, Lex and Raptor Freaks. Good morning to Bryce Lawson, holding it down in the K-Tug, baby. Trevor's like, trivia, let's go. He wants to hear the trivia. I'm going to read these comments as you guys write them. In some ways, I want to make sure that we're ready. Tom Duke saying, yes, Seymour. Good morning. All rich people aren't evil. You know, I believe you're right, but the ones that are billionaires are, Tommy. The ones that are. Listen, you don't get your hundredaire, thousandaire, 100,000aire kind of world and say, oh, we're not bad people. Bullshit. The people that are at the very top did not earn that money, Tom. They earned it off of squandering wage theft and taking the wages away from us. The crazy, gross amounts of money that these people are making is off the backs of people like you, Tom. And don't act like you're standing up for them and saying, oh, I got to stand up for rich people against Lex. Bullshit. You want to understand the difference between ultra, ultra rich and just rich and stuff like that. Some people say I'm a rich person. I probably am by the standard of things. But you know what? I understand there's different levels. And any poor person standing up for Donald Trump or Elon Musk or very rich people, you're a dupe, is what I'm going to say right now. You do not understand what I'm saying, Tom. Billionaires should not exist. No one in this world needs $1 billion, and we need to tax the hell out of them and take our money back and put it back into the public sector for good things like our roads, our infrastructure, and social programs to take care of society. A society is only as good and just as it's poor, it's weak, it's old, it's disabled, it's people that need help are taken care of. And we're only as modern in society and good and just until those people are taken care of. And when the evil at the top is hoarding all the damn money like Elon Musk, well, I'm going to call him out, Tom. And I'm not saying, listen, there's different levels of this. The super rich, the billionaires are the evil I'm talking about, Tommy. And I don't need you standing up for rich people. Seriously, you don't need to do that because I don't need you to stand up for me. How about that, Tom? How about that? How about that, Tom? Yeah, orange isn't evil. Not all of them, Lex. Orange isn't evil. The orange man is evil. Donald Trump is evil, Tom. And if you fell into some MAGA hole somehow, my good friend, that's sad, Tommy. That is sad, is what I'm going to say. Yeah. Seymour saying, Tommy holding it down in the Pacific. Yeah, I guess so. Mike saying, most new money are people who sold companies they made. Most of the new money is people that just got it inherited. And they're honestly not really self-made people. Their generation before, their parents probably made their money. And they just got it afterwards passed down to them. So that's part of it. In some ways, I don't even know why we're getting on this tangent too. Tommy's saying there's a lot of evil at the bottom too. The people at the bottom have no power, is what I'm going to say, Tommy. And I don't know why you're defending rich people, Tom. It's kind of fucked. I'm really disappointed in you, my guy. Seriously, you should be smarter than this, Tom. Seriously. A rich person has way more power to destroy and hurt the world at a huge, wide-scale space than somebody at the bottom. And usually the person that's evil at the bottom is hurting because they've been a victim of poverty and crime in a really bad area where if their place had been taken care of better, they wouldn't be like that. So don't give me your shit, Tom. Seriously. Don't give me your shit. I'll time you out, bro. I'll time you out. Seriously. Don't antagonize me, Tom. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. Whatever you, Tom. Seriously, you dumbass shit, man. You dumbass shit. Seriously, Tommy, you're going to piss me off. Isaac saying, just joined. Lex dunking on the heads of billionaires. Must be Tuesday. There you go, Isaac. There you go, Isaac. That's right. Dunk on those evil motherfuckers. The worst, the minority that's ruined the world is the 1%. The rich people, Tom. The rich people, Tom. They're fucking ruining the world. They're the ones who caused all this fucking chaotic weather. They're the ones who caused this fucking war. The rich motherfuckers, Tom. And you don't want to agree with me? He's saying, don't worry, I'm not standing up for anything. I'm just here to listen about basketball. All right, well, don't antagonize me about this. Seriously. Cream saying, okay, guys, fuck all this politics. It's only greed and turns this world against its axis. That's right. Exactly. Roger Raymond saying, good day, Raptor Freaks. Thanks for speaking up for us, Lex. Appreciate your support. Listen, more and more every day is this shit. If it gets worse and worse, I will get more and more like this. Seriously. I feel like in some ways, the mainstream media is not going to be saying certain things. Well, I'll say it because I don't care. I'm crazy. I'll say it. Yeah. Tommy saying, goodbye, everyone. I can't handle this. Tommy, I'm so glad you fell on the sword for Elon Musk today, Tom. Oh, so what a great benevolent person. Falling on the sword for people like Elon Musk, Tommy. What a hero, Tom. What a hero. You're such a benevolent hero, Tom. I just say, nah, Tom, stay, man. Lex, that's not Tom's fault. No, his fault is he's standing up for rich people. Isaac, he's saying not all rich people are evil. And he said there's poor people that are evil. Yeah, Tom, whatever rhetoric you're buying out there on the West Coast, go ahead and keep buying it. But yeah, listen, I made a distinction just now. If you, I mean, listen, there's a lot of hundredaires out there standing up for Elon Musk that are absolute rubes and idiots. And I don't want to think that my friend Tom Duke out in Victoria is one of them, because it sounds like he is right now. That's what I'm saying right there. Trevor's saying that's why you thank God every single day and night for protection of your life or on your family. This world is evil, not because you do not see it, but because evil is real. Yeah, I mean, listen, you got to do what you can in your life and just try and fight for what's right. And that's all I'm trying to do on this channel. That's all. All right, let's get into things. All right, guys, let's go. I got 30th anniversary trivia. I don't think David's here, so I'll go ahead and do the scoring and everything for it today. Yeah, Mike's saying, not gonna lie, I can't dislike a guy who started with nothing and build up a software and sold it for billions isn't automatically evil, in my opinion. Who you just give me the proper name, Mike, because I everybody's an individual case, and you got to tell me who it is. Seriously, are you talking about Bill Gates? Because that sounds like Bill Gates when you're describing that. In some ways, listen, I didn't say Bill Gates. In some ways, Bill Gates has been maligned in all kinds of ways, but him and Melinda have done amazing things with philanthropy. And I think in some ways, if you're talking about he gave us Microsoft and he made it himself, yeah, that's a different kind of story. I mean, there's specific cases, right? Seymour saying, I'm here pulling stacks of chairs, 20 high down to tens, and there's 700 total. Y'all stop the fighting. We fight against the enemy together. There you go, Seymour. That's right. There you go, Sheriff. I love that. I love that. All right, guys, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Tommy and I are not waking up on the same side of the bed, and that's fine. And Tom doesn't need to protect rich people from me. They don't need protecting, Tom. Let's just put it that way. Seriously, there are a bunch of different people who did it. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about Microsoft, I mean, well, there's Steve Ballmer who owns the Clippers. There's Steve Jobs. There's the guy I just mentioned, Bill Gates. There's a lot of tech people that have made a lot of money. Mark Cuban, another one. But I'm not mad at Mark Cuban. But you know what? Mark Cuban would agree with me on all of what I'm saying. And he's a rich person. He's a very rich person. But he would agree with me. He would listen to Lex and be like, yeah, Lex is right, y'all. There's a lot of people that are like me. They're absolute crooks. And they're really bad people. So, yeah, that's what I say about that. All right, we got 20 people in here. Let's go. All right, Mike, get me back on track here. Thank you, Logical Raptors Fanatic. All right, guys, these are questions about the 30 years of the Raptors' existence. So the number 30 is very, very important to these answers. So let's see what's up. Yeah, I don't know if Tom's here. I don't care. Tom will come back at some point. Him and I have had our ups and downs at times. It's whatever. All right, here's the first question for today, guys. What Toronto Raptor currently wears the number 30? What Toronto Raptor currently wears the number 30? Yeah, here we go. And in some ways, I might have to write this down on paper since David's not here. Carlo's got it. Oshai Abaji is the right answer. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put Carlo JS, and I'm going to put in, you get 100 points for that one. We'll do 50 on that one. Carlo JS 50 for that one. All right, good job. That was the easiest question, just so y'all know. And look, Amit's right behind him. But yeah, Andrew also, Fiercey, Kareem. Yep. Seymour, not Jamal Shed, but good job otherwise. All right, let's see. Question number 2, guys. Now, don't look this up, guys. And Amit, I know you're an expert at figuring out answers quickly, but I want y'all to guess, and I will give you guys better and better clues as we come closer to it, and you guys will be able to figure it out. Which Toronto Raptor is 30th on the all-time franchise list for games played for the Raptors currently right now? And I know that's like off the top of your head. You're like, what? 30th? Who's played the 30th most games in the history of the Raptors? Chris Boucher is an interesting answer. It's not right. I'm going to say this. This is a player that is a center. That's one of the guesses there. Jonas Valanciunas is not a bad guess. Amit's got the closest guess so far. It's not Norman Powell. It's not Scotty Barnes. It's not a current Raptor. Jakob Pertl is not right either, guys. But that is another good guess. It is a European center, a guy who's from Europe and played center for the Raptors. Serge Ibaka is not right. Amir Johnson's not right either. I would say this guy is well, the story I've told about this guy is one time at the Pearson Airport, my ex-wife was flying back to Toronto, and she saw him at the airport and talked to him for a second. But yeah, Amir Johnson, Andrea Bargnani, not right. Mark Gasol, but Andrea Bargnani is probably the best guess so far because we got to remember when I was married was 15 years ago. So the fact that kind of gives you a time frame of the big European center that played for the Raptors around 15 years ago will give you the answer. Yeah, don't half-ass me, Seymour, is what I'm going to say right now. Don't half-ass me. Somebody going to come and Seymour's guess because he's got the half-ass out, and that's no good. Kaz is going to get it. Rasho Nesterovic is the right answer for this. He's 30th on the Raptors list for most games played. He's played 139 games as a Raptor. So I'm sorry, Seymour. You half-assed it. We know the rules here. Kaz is going to get the points, but we'll go ahead and put him in. Kaz, you're going to get 100 for this one. That's a pretty tough answer. All right, here's the third question, guys. Over the history of the whole entire Toronto Raptors, who was the 30th player selected by the team in a draft? So I'm talking about from the very beginning, Damon Stoudemire would be number one. Jimmy King would be number two. Who was the 30th player ever drafted in the NBA draft by the Raptors? And you got to figure it out in your head, like when and where and which one would it be? Yeah, he ate your food. Kaz did it. DeMar DeRozan is not a bad guess. It's right around the right period of time. Marcus Camby's way too early, Amit. Jacoby Walter is too recent. And no, we've had somebody. The 30th pick ever by a Raptor by the Raptors in a draft is around DeMar. That's the best guess so far. Morris Peterson's too early. Jamal Shed is way too recent. Jonas Valanciunas getting closer. That's DeMar and Jonas. There you go. Seymour's getting this one. No Seagull here. It's our Twitch friend, Terrence Ross. The Human Torch was the 30th player ever drafted in a draft by the Toronto Raptors franchise. So Terrence Ross is right. Oh, sorry, you heard third. Well, everything's 30th, Amit, because it's the 30th anniversary. So remember that. It's all 30th. So Terrence Ross is right. Seymour Pape's going to get it. And you know what, Seymour, for what happened just now, I'm going to go ahead and give you 150 because you got Seagull, but you got the next question. So you got 150 on that one. All right, the next question is, guys, who's 30th on the Raptors all-time franchise history scoring list right now? Currently, who is number 30 on the all-time scoring list for the Raptors franchise? Yeah, there you go. Let's hear some different guesses, and I'll give you guys hot or cold, depending on who it was. You're going to go Bruno? Serge Ibaka. No, it is a big man, so that's the right position. It is a center. Norman Powell is not right. Tracy Murray's not right. Chris Boucher's not right. Morris Peterson's not right. Jose Calderon is not right. Let's just say, Amit, were very close in the last clue. Very, very close for who's 30th on the scoring for the Raptors in their history. Antonio Davis is not right, Seymour. Jakob Pertl is not right, but it's a center. It's an early center. Yep, Amit. And you want to get this one? You go ahead and circle back, my guy. Serge Ibaka is not right. That was already guessed, Mike. But yeah, you guys are guessing good Raptors centers from the history. Who's 30th on the all-time scoring list for the Toronto Raptors franchise? Yeah, this is interesting. Marc Gasol's not right. Jonas Valanciunas is not right. Jean Tabak is not right. Marcus Camby is right. Isaac circled back and looked at what Ahmed said. It is Marcus Camby. Marcus Camby's 30th on the all-time scoring list for the Raptors currently right now. We know that could probably change. So Isaac Campbell, I'm putting you down. I'm going to give you 100 points for your answer just now. All right, let's keep going. The number 30, it's because we're 30th anniversary, guys. What former Toronto Raptor that was also drafted to Major League Baseball wore number 30? Yeah, this is an easy one, guys. Who wore number 30 and was also drafted to the Major League Baseball League in Raptors history? Yeah, this may be the most famous 30 to ever play for the Raptors. So this one's probably pretty easy. Yeah, Camby was the right answer on the last one. Del Curry's right. And Andrew's right in there getting it real quick. Rookie of the year, Andrew getting on it right real quick. Del Curry was drafted by the Baltimore Orioles, guys. Now, I don't know if people knew that. 50 points for Andrew because that's an easier question. That's an easier question. Yeah, Del Curry was the right answer. Yeah, and Cool Cat, you wouldn't have got it. That's half-assing because Michael Curry played for us too. That's right. Yeah, so yeah, you have to use full names. We do not half-ass here. This is the cream rule. You know that. You know that. We got to have the full name, and Andrew got you before anyway. So, all right, next question, guys. Which Toronto Raptor is 30th on the all-time franchise list for minutes played as a Raptor? Who has the 30th most minutes ever in the history of playing for the Raptors? Who played the 30th most minutes? And this, I'll give you a clue on this one. This guy played for the Raptors 2 different stints. Yeah, maybe even 3. I think he might have played for the Raptors in 3 different periods of time. Doug Christie is not right. Chris Boucher is not right. Yeah, who has the 30 most minutes? The 30th most minutes. PJ Tucker is a great guess by Logical Raptors fanatic, but it's not right. It's not right. It's not PJ on this one, who's not reported to the Clippers. He's not going to be there. He's trying to get traded out of there. But PJ, he's just like PJ Tucker, a guy who came and went with the Raptors a few times. So yeah, let's see. There we go. Seymour knows who it is. It's our Kung Fu master, James Johnson, is the answer. Seymour Pape getting it from the clue. James Johnson has the 30th most points, 30th most minutes in the history of playing on the Raptors. I'm going to give Seymour 150 points for that one too. There you go. Next question. Which Toronto Raptor is 30th on the all-time franchise list for total rebounds currently? Who has the 30th most rebounds in the history of the Toronto Raptors franchise? Yeah, in some ways, I'll give you guys hot and cold answers by your answers. I think it's worked that way. You guys just throw names out. I'll tell you. Amir Johnson is not right. It's a little bit earlier than Amir and smaller a player. Yeah, this is kind of like Pirtle. We'll say Jose Calderon is the right era, Mike, but he is the right position too, actually. So not the right exact position, but as far as guard. So yes, someone around that era and at guard. Muggsy Bogues is not anywhere near right, Andrew. Yeah, not right. Too early and too small. Too small. TJ Ford is a good guess also, Mike, but it's not the right one yet. Tracy McGrady is not right. I would say this Raptor, his sister is a better basketball player than him. That gives it away right there. You guys should know it from there. Chris Childs is not right. Kyle Lowry is not right. Antonio Davis is not right. This is a guard from around Calderon's era, and his sister is a better professional basketball player than this guy was. Just so you know, the 30th person on the Raptors all-time rebound list. Jalen Rose is not correct. Vasquez, who are you talking about? Half-assing me? Anthony Parker is the right answer. Smooth Brown Man coming in and getting Anthony Parker. The brother of Candace Parker is 30th currently on the Raptors all-time rebound list. So, yeah, it's Anthony Parker and Randolph. Smooth is going to get it. Smooth's the one who got in there first. So, Smooth, you're getting this one, and you are at, let's see where you're at. You're at 100. I'll give you 100 points for that one. Yeah. All right, guys. Next question. We're doing great on the 30 trivia so far. What season did the Toronto Raptors win 30 games for the season? What season? I want the years. What years did the Raptors win exactly 30 games that season? What was the year? Yeah. 1998. No, I'll take the second year of it. It's not 98, but you will get to it eventually. I don't even know if I need to give a clue. You guys can just put years in there. 97, 98 is not. So keep guessing. 2008 is not right. 96, 97. That's right, Andrew. It was 96, 97. So Andrew's going to get this one, guys. It was 1996-97 season that the Raptors won 30 games exactly. Andrew, I'm going to give you 100 points for that one. So pretty good. Good job. We're moving right along, guys. About halfway through the trivia today. Which original Toronto Raptor? We know about the original Raptors because we read Prehistoric, and we talked a lot about them this summer. Which original Toronto Raptor wore the number 30 at one point in his career? Which original Toronto Raptor wore the number 30 in his career at some point? On the Raptors, he wore number 30. Damon Stoudemire is not right. He wore 20 the whole time. But yeah, he was an original Raptor, so that's the right person. Oliver Miller's right. Isaac Campbell getting it. He didn't just wear 0 for a while. He wore 30 for a bit. So Isaac's going to get Oliver Miller, and I'm going to give you 100 points for that one too. All right, keep on going. This is great. Good trivia today so far. What NBA team will the Raptors play their 30th regular season game of their 30th season against? So who's going to be the 30th opponent of the Raptors in their 30th anniversary season this year? And don't go look at the schedule. Let's just guess. Let's just guess NBA teams and see who gets it. Yeah, the Nets. No, it's not the Nets. It's not the Bulls. It's not the Celtics. Keep going. Keep going, guys. Lakers, no. Sixers, no. Which team are we playing in the 30th game against? New York Knicks, no. Not Lakers, not the Sixers. Nope. The Pistons, no. Well, I will say it's an Eastern team. Grizzlies is not right. Hornets is not right. We play all the Hornets games. Atlanta Hawks is right. Mike got it. We're playing the Hawks in the 30th game of the 30th season this year. So logical Raptors fanatic, get it on the board with that question. We're going to give you 100 points for that one, Mike. Good job. I don't know if you just named that off the top of your head, but you got it, Mike. You got it. 100 points to Mike for that one. All right, next question. Which Toronto Raptor is 30th on the all-time franchise list for assists currently? Who is 30th on the list for assists? Most assists ever in the Raptors history. That was a good guess, Mike. You got it. You got it, my guy. That was a good guess. Who's 30th on assists right now? Morris Peterson? Morris Peterson's wrong. TJ Ford is wrong. Marc Gasol is wrong. Marc Gasol is way too recent. Andrea Bargnani is about the right time, a period. I would say that. Morris Peterson's probably around the right time period, around then too. Morris and Andrea are the closest answers so far. So who's 30th in assists? Muggsy Bogues is not right. Kyle Lowry's not right. Terrence Ross is not right. This is a player that does play guard. This is a player. He's actually a little bit before Bargnani and maybe more on Morris Peterson's time. Morris Peterson's time in the middle there. TJ Ford is a great guess, but it's not right. He's actually higher on the list, just so y'all know. Alvin Williams is not right. He's higher on the list also, I believe. Mark Jackson, Criscom. Hey, good to see you, man. Mark Jackson's a great guess, but it's not right. This player was not only he's on this list for assists, but he's actually more known for being a top scorer in a season for the Raptors. How about that? That's a good clue. He was a leading scorer for the Raptors one season. Yeah, Alvin Williams, Jerome Davis, huh? No, Jerome Williams. Mo's just in the background today. Mo, we love you. You're awesome. Mike Jones. That's not a player for us, but you're close, Mike. You're very close, Mike. Yeah, you guys are very close. Mike, somebody's going to seagull you right now. Mike James. That's right. It is the Amityville Horror that is 30th in assists in the Raptors history. Right now is Mike James. Mike James is the right answer. Andrew just seagulled poor Mike on that one. Andrew, good job. You're going to get 100 for that. Yeah, this is how it works, y'all. You got to get it right. That's right. All right, next question. Which Toronto Raptor is 30th on the all-time franchise list for three-pointers made currently? Who is 30th on the list for three-pointers made? Yeah, Mike James. Yeah, the one-year wonder. That's right. Mike James. That's right. Jorge Garboza. Yeah. Danny Green? No, Ahmet. Good guess, though. Norman Powell? No. This guy had his dad played in the NBA before he played in the NBA. I'll say that. That's a good clue for this person. Walt Williams is not right. Chris Boucher is not right. Gary Trent Jr., great guess, not right. Morris Peterson, not right. This player's dad played in the NBA. And also, this is not one of my favorite Raptors. Let's just put it that way. This person also. 30th on the list for all-time three-pointers made. He was named already as a guess in this game already, too. So the name's in the chat already if you want to find out who it is. Ed Davis is not right. I like Ed Davis. I have no problem with Ed Davis, son of Terry Davis. Chris Bosh is not correct. This is a guard. And in some ways, we blame this guy for Kobe's accolade, is what I'll say. That probably gave it away right there. That should give it away. Jalen Rose is right. Andrew's got it. Jalen Rose's father, Jimmy Walker, played in the NBA. And also, he is 30th on the NBA, on the Raptors all-time three-pointers made list. So Jalen Rose is the right answer. Yeah, you're just behind Ahmet. You probably got it from when I said he's probably responsible for Kobe's accolade. Yeah, so Andrew in there once again, really on top of things right now. Andrew, you're doing fantastic today. I'm going to give you another 100 points, my guy, and we'll figure this all out. All right, here's the next question, guys. This former Toronto Raptor wore number 30. He violated Chris Kaman and he threatened James Johnson. This is something we talked about recently. This guy violated Chris Kaman and he threatened James Johnson. He wore 30 for the Raptors at some point in the Raptors history. So which player am I talking about? Who violated Chris Kaman and threatened James Johnson, black belt? I'm going to say my phone's about to die. I'm at 4%. Reggie Evans is right. Kaz has got it. Reggie Evans wore number 30, and he grabbed Chris Kaman by the nuts very, very badly in one game, very famously. And then we heard recently that he was fighting with James Johnson about rebounds, and he challenged him a fight, according to DeMar DeRozan on a recent All the Smoke podcast. Yeah, Kaz, you're going to get this one. 100 points for you for getting Reggie Evans, former player to wear number 30 for the Raptors. Good stuff, man. We're moving right along. I love how we're getting to the answers the way we're doing it. It's very, very good. All right, and the next clue is which Toronto Raptor is 30th on the all-time franchise list for steals currently? And this name has been put in the chat already. Yeah, grab his nuts and twist it on him. I remember the story that came out. Yeah, it was crazy. All right, who's 30th on the all-time list for the Raptors for steals right now? Who do you think it is? Damon Stoudemire is not right. Ed Davis is not right. Chris Boucher is not right. You guys have named this guy, and Jose is the closest guess so far. You'd have something to do with Jose because him and Jose, yeah, you know what I'm talking about. They were in a battle, positional battle. So you'll get this one if you can remember who was in a positional battle with Jose. TJ Ford is right. TJ Ford is 30th on the Raptors all-time list for steals currently right now. And Isaac Campbell's going to get in there and get that one first today. There you go. Very competitive game today. 100 points to Isaac for that one. All right. And the next clue, we've got, looks like we've got 3 more clues, guys, and we're done for today's trivia. Which Toronto Raptor is 30th on the all-time franchise list for turnovers? Not the best stat to be on there, but which Raptor is 30th in turnovers for right now? Yeah. Give me some guesses, and I'll tell you where you're hot and cold on it. Yeah. Who's 30th in turnovers? Danny Green? That's way too recent. Way too recent. Vince Carter? That's a pretty good guess. It's just a little bit before Vince. How about that, Isaac? A little bit before Vince. Luis Scola. Great guess, Andrew. Not correct. This is a player that played just before Vince Carter played for the Raptors. So that gives you a time period. So Alvin Williams is not correct. Tracy McGrady is not correct. This is a player that came to us in a trade from New York. How about that? That'll tell you something right there. Yeah, this is a player that came to us in a trade from New York. And he's before Vince Carter. Chris Bosh is not right. Nope. Who would it be? Who would that be? Who would that be? This is somebody that was a very important scorer. Charles Oakley's a great guess, Amit, but is not that Nick. Chris Childs is a great guess also. Is not him. Is not Landry Fields. This is a player that was one of the most important scorers for us the years he played for the Raptors. And this is before Vince. Once again, this is before Vince. Chris Childs, Morris Peterson, nope. Marcus Camby, nope. You guys are naming a lot of the former Knicks that came to the Raptors, but you're forgetting this one. And this one was a very important one in the early 5 years of the Raptors' existence, in the first 5 years. So who came from New York, who was one of the leading scorers for the Raptors also, and you have not named him yet? Yeah, this is tough. This is good. I like it when it's a little bit more like you guys have to think about it. Jimmy King is not right, Isaac. I don't think Jimmy King played for the Knicks. Mark Jackson is not right. It's a fantastic guess, though, Roger Raymond. Let's see. Dude who won chip with Detroit. No, this guy never won a championship. Ed Pickney is not right. Let's see. John Starks. Ooh, getting closer. Of course, John Starks never played for us. But wow, Fiercey. Maybe that first name's right. JYD is not right, Cowboy. Welcome. Good to see you, Bradley. Good to see you checking in. Ta-da. Yeah, I think I just gave the best clue right there off of Fiercey's clue. Yeah, John Starks never played for us. John Sally? No, not John Sally. Not John Sally. We're getting there. We're getting John Wallace. Boom goes the dynamite. Isaac Campbell getting John Wallace is 30th on the all-time turnover list for the Raptors in their franchise. That's right. John Wallace is it. Isaac's got it. Again. Isaac's cleaning up today. Another 100 for Isaac. All right, 2 more questions and we're out on the trivia, guys. The next time the Raptors defeat These two NBA franchises, it will be their 30th wins over these two teams in their franchise history. Which two teams, if they beat them this year, will they get their 30th victory over them in the whole entire history of the Raptors? Which two teams are they? Yeah, we got to see. Lakers, that's close, Isaac. Amit, that's very close. Suns and Clippers. So you're putting two in. I will give you the Clippers. The Clippers are one of them. So, Andrew, even though you put two answers in on one, Clippers is right. There's one other team, though. And once again, it's probably out west because, these Eastern teams we play so much. We've got a lot of wins against them. Clippers is the first answer, and I'm going to give it to Andrew. And then the other guess, which team do you think it is? Who, if we beat them this year, we'll get our 30th victory over them ever. Dallas is not right. It's not Dallas. The Warriors is not right. Golden State, nope. And remember, don't mess up. Sacramento Queens, don't mess up and write in half-assing. You guys are half-assing the names right now. And some ways you can mess up in the NBA because they are teams that were changed around and moved around. None of these are right so far. Not OKC, not Utah, not Sacramento. None of that. None of that. Portland is not right, guys. It's not Portland Trailblazers. Keep going. This is a team that's actually pretty important to the Raptors. This is actually a team that's very important to the Raptors for certain reasons. Denver is not right. Minnesota is not right. Yep. Keep thinking about this. Denver Nuggets. Nope. San Antonio. Nope. Not the Spurs. Which Western team will be the other team? Grizzlies. Now, I think that in some ways, y'all need to not half-ass me. Two people have half-assed me exactly. And the first person who gets it right by not half-assing me on this will get it. Because in some ways, Grizzlies is, man, this is tough. I hate when you guys do this. You know what? It's Memphis Grizzlies, but y'all are all over the place. I'm going to give it to Mike because Mike actually put it in right. I should probably give Kareem some points too, though. I think I will give Kareem some points too. I'm going to split it. We're going to give 50 points to Andrew for getting the Clippers. Even though he half-assed it, it could have meant San Diego Clippers. It could have been a couple of different ones. I'm going to give 50 points to Kareem for technically getting it first, but then I'm going to give 50 points also to Logical. So that's the split for that one. So the two teams, if we beat one of them this year, if we beat them, we get our 30th victory over the Clippers. If we beat them next, and the Memphis Grizzlies also. So there you go. 50 points for Andrew, 50 points for Kareem, and 50 points for Logical on that one. All right, last question of the 30th anniversary 30 trivia, guys. Which Toronto Raptor is 30th on the all-time franchise list for blocks currently? Who is 30th on the list for blocks right now? Yeah. There you go, Mike. You swipe one back. There you go. You seagulled one back. Serge Ibaka is a great guess. It is a center. It's not Fred VanVleet. That's hilarious. But yeah, Fred, Pops Mensah-Bonsu. This guy's way earlier than this. Who's 30th on the all-time franchise list for blocks in the history of the Raptors? Everybody so far is too soon. There's somebody earlier than these people that is on the answer. Serge Ibaka is not right. Keon Clark's a great guess. Got to go even earlier, guys. Marcus Camby is not right. Oliver Miller is not right. Chris Bosh is not right. John Tabak is not right. Antonio Davis is not right. You guys, the closest are Oliver Miller and Jean Tabak are the closest answers so far. So that's telling you exactly the period of time you need to be on is the original Raptors. Marcus Camby is not right. Akeem Olajuwon, that's a great guess. It's not Akeem. It's not Akeem Olajuwon. No, it's not that. Kevin Willis, no. We got to think original Raptors right now. John Sally's not right. Walt Williams is not right. As Jean Tabak and Oliver Miller, the best guesses so far. Charles Oakley, too recent. It's got to be somebody at the very beginning. AC Earl. No, it's who is 30th on the all-time list for blocks in the Raptors franchise. Carlos Rogers. Boom goes the dynamite. Isaac Campbell always filling in the gaps and thinking of who it is. Isaac, you've done very well today on stuff like that. There you go, Isaac. Good stuff, man. So, Isaac, it looks like you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think Isaac got the most questions today with 5 answers today. But good to see a lot of different people's names on here. Andrew, you did really well too. But yeah, Isaac, good job getting the 30th anniversary 30 questions. Who's 30th on our franchise lists? And you saw the wide range of different players that we had on there. People like TJ Ford Mike James, John Wallace, and Marcus Camby, and Carlos Rogers. All kinds of Raptor names on there today. Yeah, really impressed with Isaac for figuring out who it was. He knows his old Raptors, that's for sure. Carlos Rogers was the right answer there. Here you go. There's your trivia for today. I hope you enjoyed it. All right, let's keep going. Let's do the Instagram stories. We got Morris Peterson showing up on Instagram. I never see Morris do stuff, but he's posting his OVO outfit for Drake and putting that on blast, the Hometown Heroes style. Really cool to see Morris on social media. Matt Devlin, once again, promoting Vince Carter over and over again on his Instagram, really trying to run it home that we're supposed to like Vince Carter again. And also Matt showing that he was on Hello and Welcome with William Liu and Alex Wong being a guest on their show. And that was a good episode. Very, very good episode. Gary Trent Jr. showing up in the Milwaukee Bucks photo shoot. It looks like they had a jungle up for their photo shoot, just like the Raptors did, with a lot of lightning and stuff. Let's see who else we got. Jamal McGlure still doing stuff with the Jamal McGlure Foundation and his bursary. He's also got a really cool clip of old Raptors on it. Like we see Jose Calderon. We see some of the old former Raptors in these pictures, like Jamario Moon and Jerome Williams. Whatever they're doing something with old Raptors. And hopefully this is for the 30th anniversary. Siakam taking pictures like crazy. He's got a new series called Life in Indy with P. And he's taken all kinds of different clips. He's went to that photography store and he's filming stuff, putting his auteur career on blast, filming all kinds of stuff, making fun of Johnny Furphy for wearing a Fred Flintstone outfit. Or no, he's not Johnny Furphy. He's incredible. Yeah, they made the rookies dress up in Halloween outfits in Indiana, and they look ridiculous. No lie. Grady Dick, a nice picture of him in action from the game the other day. Shooting the shot, and there they are getting on the boat. That's so crazy. They made them get on that boat, and that's why Scotty and Chris look like blue minions, because they were wearing crazy raincoats to go on these boats and get, you know how it is when you go to like Wonderland and you ride on the log ride and you get all the water to just fall on you, like you get soaked. Well, that's what the Raptors were doing in in Montreal, in the water next to the city. They were getting soaked from riding around on some crazy boats. Crazy stuff. Let's see what else we got. Jamal Shed with a nice little shot. His brother's saying that one of the shots that he made against the Wizards the other night should count as a hook shot, like one of those little loopers he did, because like he did a little like a round hook. So his brother's saying that's a hook shot, which is hilarious. We got more to talk about with Shed in a second. Jay Nathan showing an action shot on his Instagram. Davion Mitchell also putting up shots on his Instagram and showing some action shots from the game on Sunday. Really, really cool. Shamshay showing him and his teammates walking across the court. Carlson with the exact same picture. Battle also. I think these are some of the same pictures I looked at yesterday. And the Raptors G League 905 Lunar New Year Chinese Dragon jersey has made it to the finals, and y'all can vote for it. We're up against the Vipers, the Grand Rapid City Vipers, and we need to beat them and take it home and have the best jersey from last year. I said it last year when I saw it. This is the best jersey in the G League, the Chinese New Year jersey for the Raptors 905. And, well, it's about to get proven. If it wins this last bracket coming up right now, it'll be very, very cool. So, G League, go help them. There's your Instagram stories real quick right there. Yeah, good stuff. Roger that. The Wizards bench reaction was priceless. Yeah, some good stuff that was going on there. Let's see what else you guys are saying. All right, let me see what you're saying. I just seen some more comments come in just now. Isaac on a heater today. Yeah, he was. Monique saying great trivia. That was fun, wasn't it, Monique? To do like 30th list. Like you don't think about who's 30th on the all-time Raptors list, do you? No, you don't. In some ways, we're doing some educating today. And also covering all the guys who wore the number 30, Dale Curry, Oliver Miller, Reggie Evans, and our guy Oshai Abaji currently. Those are the only 4 guys that ever wore 30 for the Raptors. Isn't that interesting? Those are the only 4 players. Slug Deezy's here. Morris Peterson is probably the worst player turned announcer in Raptors history. Less than a season, and they got him out of there. Yeah, I don't like to diss him for that because I love Morris. Morris is a great guy, and he tried. He had aspirations for this, but in some ways, you got to be very quick, and you got to be very verbose in certain ways. And in some ways, Morris, man, bless his heart. He's awesome. I'm so proud of Alvin. and what he's done. But yeah, Morris had a hard time. And in some ways, some people are just not cut out for certain things. And in some ways, that was the case with this. But there's no slight on Morris Peterson. He's a fantastic basketball player, a great Raptor alumni, and somebody we very, very much have beloved in our Raptor Freak Nation for sure. Kaz is saying, I'll never forget that shot Mo Pete made when the Wizards threw the ball up in the air. Yeah, that was awesome. That was so awesome. You watched it live as a kid. Yeah, that was amazing. Hail Mary half court shot, and it went in, and it was amazing. That kind of stuff in the NBA is always awesome. It seems like we don't see enough of that anymore. It's like teams have different strategies and stuff like that. And you just don't get to see crazy shots like that as much anymore. Like it seemed like they happened all the time on the NBA in the 80s and the 90s, where they'd make these really crazy half court or shots or something like that. But it's not so often anymore in today's NBA. It's too bad. Yeah, Mike's saying, do you think Lowry ever tries to be on TV? He could. He's got polish. He's very astute, and he obviously knows the game inside out. He could, but I still think that he's going to follow his passion. I mean, if you were him and you had all the money in the world and you could do whatever you want, well, he's probably going to play golf for the rest of his life. I could see him becoming an amateur pro golfer and him becoming like somebody who plays golf year round. And he's like hanging out with Bill Murray most of the time. Like whatever Bill Murray's doing with his life, that's what Kyle's probably going to do. That's what he's probably going to do. No coaching, no announcing, no TV. He's going to go hit the links, honestly. And he'll probably continue to expand with his golf club bag company. That's the arena that Lowry loves. Obviously, he has such a passion for golf. So I could honestly see him becoming like a professional amateur golfer because he's actually a really good golfer. Unlike Charles Barkley, who is always golfing out there and is not very good, Kyle Lowry's a good golfer. So I could see him having a career in golf after playing. Seriously. Yeah. Lowry calling the game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see that. In some ways, he may be like me. He may tell it like it is too much, and it may ruffle some feathers. He may even drop some cuss words here and there. He may not be able to have a filter in some ways. That's important for TV. That is important. Yeah. Mike's saying Lowry would take the headset off and jump in the game. That might be right. Seymour saying Shaden Sharp's dunk of the year on Kessler, priceless. Go Canada. Yeah, it's too bad about Sharp's recent news that he's hurt and he's going to miss some time right now. Yeah. Andrew saying, I hope Lowry retires as a Raptor. Well, he's promised us that, and I'm sure he will. Even if he plays this season with the Sixers, he's going to leave them, and then he'll come and sign a one-day with us, and he'll be a Raptor when he announces his retirement that way. He's already promised us that, and he will do it. He's a man of his word, and we will see Kyle Lowry come through like this. See, this is the difference in legacies, Vince. You can see Kyle Lowry's playing for our hated Sixers right now, but we still love him. He's good. He's good with us. And we believe him when he says he's going to retire a Raptor, and he's going to be a Raptor when he's stepping away from the game. And that he promised us that. And I believe him. I have no reason not to believe him. So they did something with the Raptors after practice yesterday where they were asking him which letter of the alphabet has the most water. And some of these guys knew it right away. It's such a silly riddle. Like Jakob, I guess maybe it's a riddle that they have in Austria or something. He's like, oh, this is easy. I know what it is. It's C. Like the C has the most water. DJ Cart's starting out saying H because hydrogen. Hydrogen is what makes up water. So it's H. And some people are trying to say W. But yeah, in some ways they're clowning with the Raptors after practice with their questions and their crazy pictures of them when they're younger and real awkward. There's been a lot of clowning around with the Raptors recently with the social media, but it's fun and it's all good natured. And it's really cool to see them react, and see is what Emmanuel and RJ got it right away. So this is really, really good. But yeah, I'm sure that'll happen. That the Lowry will retire as a Raptor, guys. It's going to be a new season one day, in my opinion. Lowry wants playoffs this year, in my opinion. Home opener would be good. Lowry's probably going to be in the playoffs for sure this year with the Sixers. We'll just see how things go. He's got a championship, and I do not want him and Nurse to repeat as champions with the Sixers. That would be horrible. Their legacies with us. And in some ways, I don't mean to be against Lowry. I am a hater against Nurse, but in some ways it's no good for us if these guys get a second championship together in Philadelphia. So, oh, no way. Joel Embiid getting to the end of the season healthy, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. That's right. That's right. Kareem saying, not Raptor related, but I watched the highlights of Knicks versus Hornets, and boy, New York made a mistake. I know it's early, but Cat hanging around 3-point line will be their demise. You see, you're early calling this. I'm telling you, New York, all your strength last year was on the boards, and your boards aren't there anymore this year. It's going to be really telling. And it'll be interesting. I don't know. Maybe they'll adjust. Maybe they'll have some sort of other way to figure out how to win. But you shouldn't be having to figure out how to win right now. You should have been keeping your team together and going forward. I recently heard a interview with Bill Lambier. Bill Lambier of the Detroit Pistons, bad boys back in the day. He's saying the big difference between today's NBA and back in the day is, other than like they call flagrant fouls for just touching someone right now, which he laughs at, is that teams stuck together. There was continuity, and because the Pistons were the Pistons year out, the Celtics were the Celtics year in year out, the Lakers were the Lakers year in year out. You got real rivalries and real hatred across sides. Guys change teams so quickly now, and in some ways, it's not the best interest to have enemies around the league, because you could be end up playing as a teammate with somebody all of a sudden. Yeah, Chris Paul. So it's like, that's part of the problem. The movement of teams really messes things up. And I think the Knicks changing their roster so much this offseason was a mistake. Y'all did so good last year. You had a really good winning formula, and you had to screw around with it. What happened when they made new Coke? Yeah, it wasn't as good as original Coca-Cola, was it? They screwed around with it, and it's like, yeah, this isn't as good as original Coke. Well, Knicks, you might find that out this year. You really will. Slug DZ saying, I'd rather Philly win than the Knicks. Laugh out loud. Not me. Not me. I know the Knicks fan nation will get really obnoxious and annoying, but not me. No, I don't want Nick to get a second championship ever. He got his championship with us, and that's it. He's not going to get another championship for the rest of his career, because in some ways, that's not the right message I want to hear. In some ways, that championship was built by Casey, and he came in and took the spoils. And in some ways, I never, ever want to see Nick Nurse win another championship again. If Kyle had won a championship in Miami, I would have been okay with it. But at this point, no. No, I don't want them to win. And we can have a difference of opinion, Slug Deezy. So I want the Pacers to win the championship in the East out of all the teams in the former Raptors people playing. I love Houston, too, right now. I really do like Dylan Brooks, and Fred VanVleet is awesome. So I would root for Houston to win the championship before Philadelphia also. So in some ways, it's just different stuff. I think that the Knicks and the Sixers are really trying to go get a championship, just like the Celtics did last year. And they're going to try their damnedest this year. This may be a make or break year for both those teams in some ways. And nothing is a success unless it's a Larry O'Brien. That's just the way it is for them right now. That's just the way it is. Mike's saying, I've never liked Cat, not gonna lie. And seeing Rondé locking him up was the last straw. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Karl Anthony Towns is a weird center. And I think that Kareem's onto something as far as like him playing outside is not going to help them with rebounding. And there's going to be some weird stuff now with the Knicks. I think that Kareem's onto something. I really do. Andrew saying, my hate for Joel Embiid is stopping me from cheering my favorite player ever to get a second ring. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I love Lowry. Lowry's a champion. We can never take that away from him. No, he's always going to be a Raptors champion. And in some ways, I don't want him to be a Sixers champion also, because that is like diluting the very, very powerful experience that he had here in Toronto. And I don't want that. Yeah. Mike's saying the Knicks just blew it. I mean, everybody thinks that Leon Rose is a genius and that the Knicks are just operating like they're badass or something like that. But I don't agree with this. I think that what they think is happening is too good to be true, and they're going to find out the reality down the road. Kareem saying New York should have kept everything the same. Maybe make a decision at trade deadline would have made better sense. Yeah, the Bridges was the first step in the wrong direction. And Cat, could fix things. But if Cat's not going to play a traditional center, they're screwed. They need a traditional center. You can't go from having Robinson and Hartenstein to go to this kind of makeup. And even Randall being gone is going to be a weird thing, too, for them. It's going to be weird. Yeah, Andrew wants the Thunder to win. I'm okay with that. I love our guys, SGA and Lou Dort and that team. And I would be okay with the Thunder winning for sure. Mike's saying Cat isn't forceful inside. He doesn't use his size on either end. Yeah, he's a more finesse player. And in some ways, he's not going to be like Hartenstein and they're battling like they did last year. Andrew's saying that pick a Cat trying to post up DeMarcus Cousins, laughing at that. And Rondé stopped Cat. He's like the opposite of Shaq. Very good, interesting stuff. Cream's saying Knicks were wheeling and dealing over the past few years, but I guess that's the gambling addict in Rose. Yeah, Leon Rose. I mean, look, they have a very tough market to please. And in some ways, they heard the rumblings about the center problem. It came out this morning that they were in talks with Utah, and there were a couple of deals that were trying to acquire Walker Kessler, but it didn't work. So instead, they went and got Cat. So it's interesting. They could have ended up with Kessler in a couple of different scenarios, but it didn't line up with Utah and Danny Ainge and what he wanted. So that's an interesting part right there. Yeah, Hartenstein was better than Cat. He's a better rebounder and probably a better defender in some ways too. I would say that. That's true. All right, let's keep going in the tabs. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Yeah, that's from that. Okay, we're talked about on ESPN today, and this is a really dumb article, and it makes me really mad. This article is called How Each NBA Team Can Win or Lose More Games Than Projected. And guess what? They want to talk about how we can lose more games than projected. That's really douchey, Kevin Pelleton, you idiot. So let me tell you what they wrote in ESPN about us. They're saying the Toronto Raptors, they could lose more games if they do this, if they trade Bruce Brown at the trade deadline. Now, first of all, I'll reserve my comments on this after I read it. But yeah, you're going to hear what I'm going to say. Although the Raptors project to be in the mix for a play-in spot, they might prefer accumulating lottery odds after sending their own lotto pick to the Spurs last season. That pick became Rob Dillingham, whose rights were traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves. One simple way for Toronto to head south in the standings would be dealing Bruce Brown, who is in the final season of his contract, and giving those minutes to first-round pick Jacoby Walter. That single change moves the Raptors into the league's bottom 8 projections and within striking distance of the bottom 5. Now, what do you think we're trying to do, Kevin Pelleton? Why are you putting out information that the Raptors should try and get worse and tank? This is why our casual fans that read your articles start going around saying, well, we need to do this, we need to do that, because Kevin Pelleton told us. Motherfucker, don't listen to Kevin Pelleton. Listen to Emmanuel Quickley. He's a winner his whole life. Jamal Shedd, a winner his whole life. And these guys ain't coming to Toronto to try and lose. So just because ESPN put an article about how, and first of all, I'll say this, trading Bruce Brown is going to happen either way, and it ain't going to have nothing to do with helping us lose more. You think that Bruce Brown's that important to our team, Kevin Pelleton? That if we trade Bruce Brown, that it's going to make us lose more? No, dog. He's not even necessary for our team. In some ways, he's just extra trimmings around the beautiful cake that Darko and Masai and Bobby are building right now. In some ways, Bruce Brown could be traded and we'll win more games, honestly. If you think that us trading Bruce Brown is going to make us lose more games, you're an idiot. You are not an NBA insider, and you're not paying attention to the nucleus that the Raptors care about. Bruce Brown was always going to be flipped around and traded from the Raptors at some point. So you thinking that we depend on him for any kind of win shares for our season? You're an idiot, is what I'm going to say right now. And anybody who's trying to tell us how we should tank to get better draft, you're an idiot, because we're coming to win. We're going to try and play our best. And even if we don't get in the bottom 5 and have a high draft pick, and we're somewhere in that top 10 draft picks, that's fine. That's fine with me. Anybody who's tanking to try and get Cooper Flag, just shut up and don't listen to ESPN and Kevin Pelleton. Is what I'm going to say right there. That's right. That's what I'll say right there. It's a ridiculous article. And they wanted to talk about how we could lose more on there. Why don't you tell me how we could win more, Kevin Pelleton? You piece of shit. A ESPN hack writer. That's right. That's right. That's right. Let's see. Mike saying Hartenstein's better than Cat. I may not disagree with this. Seriously. In some ways, Cat's a better offensive player for sure. Andrew saying Knicks really thought they were contending with Melo, Porzingis, and Rose. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. Andrew saying, I heard the Knicks were interested in Ayton too. Maybe that would have been fun. If DeAndre Ayton had been in New York instead of Cat right now, that would have been a disaster. I'm going to tell you right now, Ayton would be a disaster for them to have there. There's a reason why Ayton's on the Blazers. And if he went to New York, that'd be awesome. I would have loved that. That would have been so fun. Trevor's saying, it's sad when people you know become people you knew, when you can walk right past someone like they were never a big part of your life. Jeez, this is a crazy words of wisdom all of a sudden out of the blue, Trevor. Well, listen, I hate to say it, but sometimes people are people of seasons for reasons. And in some ways, whatever is supposed to meant to be will be meant to be. And it is what it is. You can't live your life in fear and worry about this. In some ways, you have to be authentically yourself. And that's just how it is in some ways. You know what? More power to everybody out there, and just trying to be yourself and continue to live your life. How about that? Andrew's saying, I hope we can get a first rounder or a young guy if we trade Bruce. Yeah. I mean, that's probably likely. Maybe we will get a first round pick. Who knows? Maybe we get a very useful player, but we'll have to see. Bobby and Masai have not gotten the right deal for Bruce Brown yet, but that expiring contract is so attractive. And some teams are going to be running for the playoffs. They're going to look at that player and they're going to be like, yeah, Bruce Brown would be awesome to add to our team. And he may very much help us get to the chip. So that's what's going to happen. Some people are saying that he could even be traded right back to Denver in this situation. So there may be some young Nuggets players we may need to look at and get him that way. Get one of those players that way and get Brown back to Denver. So he's back with Jokic in now. Yeah, Trevor's saying Marquise is number 99 for the Rockets. Marquise Noel is playing number 9. All right, let's talk about Houston and point guards real quick. There's a story out yesterday, and I called this. I said this weekend, and now we get confirmation of this being true. This is like 2 in a row that I've done this. Ed Rogers is the reason why Vince is getting his jersey retired. And I said this weekend that the reason why Jamal Shed wears number 23 is because of Fred VanVleet's blessing. In some ways, not everybody's going to be able to wear that 23, but Jamal got his permission because he's his mentor. It came out yesterday that on Sportsnet, and this is very interesting stuff. When Jamal Shed got drafted and ended up with the Toronto Raptors, a familiar name popped up in his DMs. It was Fred VanVleet, who Shed had met when the rookie guard was playing out at his senior year at the University of Houston, where VanVleet was playing for the Rockets after spending his first 7 years of his career in Toronto. He just said, anything you need, hit me up, said Shed after practice at a University of Quebec at Montreal, where the Raptors are holding training camp. The Raptors would surely love it with Shed could lean into any and all advice VanVleet might have for the young point guard. And doubtless, too, the Raptors would love it if Shed and the young core of players who will likely fill out the bottom end of the head coach Darko Rajakovic's roster and rotation will one day emulate the path taken by VanVleet and his peers early in their careers in Toronto, which represent the high water mark for the franchise and its player development program. And then I'm sure this is Grange. He said, granted, it's unlikely. Fuck you, Grange, with your pessimism. I don't know if it's unlikely or not. Jamal Shed's looking good so far. And if he's built in the same mold as Fred VanVleet and Kyle Lowry, well, I'm here for it. And if we're having the second wave of a bench mob coming, don't start saying it's unlikely, motherfucker, because we've got Ulrich Shamshay, and he could very well be just like another Cameroonian that came up with Fred VanVleet. Yeah. Shed and Shamshay could be the next VanVleet and Siakam. So don't even give me this shit. No one could have reasonably expected that VanVleet, Norman Powell, Pascal Siakam, and DeLon Wright, 4 players who were either undrafted, taken in the second round, or taken late in the first round, would do what they do. Shed says Fred carved out his own role, and we have similar play style, similar body types, and that's definitely somebody I look up to, especially since he's doing something that I want to do. So of course, Fred's somebody that can definitely be a good role model for me. And as for the rest of the bench mob who have gone on to great such things, now I look at them. This is Shed again. I look at them. It's crazy. I think there's a chance for that here. Says Shed. They probably bonded the same way we are and had great attitudes the same way we do. So I think if we continue to work, then we got something here for sure. So this is what I'm saying. Listen, we're talking about bench mob redo, and this is seriously something these guys are thinking about on the inside. And the leader, Jamal Shed, who is the Fred VanVleet now for this new bench mob, is very aware of the history. And, listen, when you have a template, when you have something ahead of it that shows how it's done, and you can mimic and get that same kind of success, well, maybe it is easier to get that success again around the second time because somebody did it before. That glass ceiling has been broken, and there is a precedent before that you can follow. And that's what I'll say about this. Jamal Shed's very cognizant of the history of the Toronto Raptors bench mob, and that's fantastic. It's fantastic because he could be a knucklehead that has no idea and is ignorant and just doesn't think on a high level. But this man's very cognizant of this, and he's got the man who did it before on speed dial, so he could talk to him to help him. And you don't think that Fred cares about the Raptors still, even if he's on the Rockets? Listen, he only plays us 2 times a year, and when he is not playing us, he is rooting for us second. Fred's a real one like that. So he will help Jamal Shed. Watch. He will help Jamal Shed. Watch. It's going to be awesome. I'm so happy about it too. Yeah, let's see. Mike saying, laugh out loud. Yeah, tanking is the USA solution to get better. It's ridiculous. I hate it. It's like development doesn't exist. Yeah, and whatever. In some ways, like I said, it's a perception war. If ESPN wants to put out the perception that the right move for the Raptors is to tank, then dumbass Raptor fans that read ESPN will follow that. And in some ways, that's why I do this channel, is to be a voice of reason in this. And I'm listening to the players, I'm listening to coaches, I'm listening to Masai and Bobby. And those are the people the fans should be listening to, not some jackass named Kevin Pelton who writes for the ESPN. That's right. That's what I see right there. And just saying, trade Bruce back to the Nuggets for Christian Brune. That's not a bad move. Isn't Christian a Kansas Jayhawk? And we could just have a trio of 3 Musketeers of Jayhawks from Kansas with Grady, Oshai, and Christian. That would be a lot of fun, man. I think that Christian would have a lot of fun playing next to Grady Dick and Oshai Abaji. That's right. Andrew's saying iHeart and Caruso are great pickups for OKC. I think that they're fantastic, considering their youth was a detriment last year, and having a little bit more seasoned vets like Caruso and Hartenstein, that's going to really help the Thunder this year. I think you're right, Andrew. Carlos saying the key for the Knicks is how are you going to guard the dominant bigs in the East, namely Giannis, Embiid in the playoffs. Yeah. How are you going to guard Jakob Poeltl? Yeah. How are you going to guard Ulrich Shamshe? That's right. Fiercely saying, I heard there's drama with the Nuggets front office and Michael Malone. They gave him players he does not like working with. Interesting. So Calvin Booth, the GM of the Nuggets, is giving players to Michael Malone, and Michael Malone's not happy with them. I wonder if Michael Malone, since they won their championship, has gotten a little big in his head. I mean, in some ways, he's an edgy guy. In some ways, he's a very controversial guy. So this is weird. In some ways, this is so important. In some ways, I'm very happy the Raptors have a good relationship between their coach and the front office. And honestly, Masai and Bobby have listened to Rajakovic, and they've tailor-crafted this roster that he has going into the season for what Darko wants to do and work with. Maybe the Nuggets aren't listening well enough over there in some ways, and this is a problem. This is very interesting news, Fiercey. Andrew's saying Julian Strother would be a great to get, but I don't think Denver will trade him. He looks really good. That's another young player on the Nuggets that may be very attractive for us to get if we trade Bruce Brown back to the Nuggets. Yes, I like both those names that have been mentioned right there as far as Brune and Strother. Yeah, I like that, Andrew. Mike's saying, for your information, Koloko isn't cleared yet. Yeah, this is interesting. He hasn't stepped foot on the Lakers' property work-wise. This is very interesting. They're really gambling here. I don't know. The Lakers are a mess. They're an absolute mess. There's an article on ESPN this morning saying that the Bronny experiment is doomed to fail. I mean, I could have told you that a way long time before this, Lakers. I think the JJ Redick experiment is doomed to fail also. And possibly the Koloko experiment with the two-way this year may be doomed to fail also. We'll have to see. My insider from inside the Raptors organization tells me that Koloko's never going to play again, and that the Lakers are just really hoping on this flyer that it will happen. Now, I'll say this. If Koloko does not get cleared, it's more and more likely that Jonas Valanciunas will be a Laker by Christmas. Let's just say that, yeah. And just saying, you can tell Shed just plays winning basketball. He plays the right way. He plays an old school way. He's a throwback in some ways. If there were young kids that are teaching and learning basketball in the courts, they're trying to do fancy dribbles and dunks, and they care about 3-point shots. Shed is learning the ins and outs, the nuts and bolts, the tough things you got to do to grind out wins. And he's all about that. That's the right kind of mold of an NBA player. Forget about the flash. Forget about the sizzle. It's about the steak. And Jamal Shed's all about steak. And I love players that are about steak. And that's something that I'm all about. LaMelo Ball can be sizzle all day. But yeah, Jamal Shed is steak. I'll take him over LaMelo Ball any day. I'm telling you. And people will be like, what? You take him over LaMelo Ball? Yeah, I would. Because he's fundamentally better. Let's just put it that way. Yeah. Andrew's saying tanking builds losing habits. That's how you end up in an infinite tanking cycle like the Pistons and Wizards. Exactly. And that's why we reject it. That's why we've rejected it for years on this channel. And we continue to reject it, just like our front office. They ain't about tanking either. And Adam Silver, let's not get it twisted, does not want NBA teams losing on purpose to try and get high draft picks. It's a really bad look for the league. And in some ways, we're not about that. And in some ways, we don't need to do this. We can get better at any position in the draft. I've told people this for years. You can look at where we got Siakam. You can look at where we got Anunoby. And you will see in the years to come where we got Jacoby Walter. is what I'm gonna say right there. Yeah. We don't need to be up in the top draft. We'll make the best of whatever spot we're in, and we'll get that player. Trust me, we'll get that player. We already got Scotty, and that's the first most important building block right there. That's right. Kareem saying Lakers on Koloko are like that kid who has too many toys, and the minute someone picks it up, they start to cry and whine and say it's mine. Yeah, in some ways they stole our toy, but they can't play with it because the toy, in some ways, is not safe to play with yet. And that's just that. They got to keep it in the cupboard. And mom's like, yeah, I want to play with my Koloko. And the mom's like, you can't play with your Koloko yet. It's not safe for you to play with it. So they can't play with it yet. Mike saying, I think Masai wanted the summer team chemistry plan was important to the defense this year. And Koloko not being there at all and then trying to just sub him in would not be the best thing. Passing on passing on his plan was important. Yeah, I think you're right. I think that once we saw Fernando show up around the team this summer, I was like, okay, this is telling me that Koloko's not going to be coming back to us, because that really was kind of the signal. It was just like, look, Bruno Fernando is coming in here because I don't think that Masai thinks he's going to get him. And then the other tell was, Mike, when Masai said the 3 mistakes he made in his career as the Raptors GM and president of team. Bruno Caboclo, Malachi Flynn, and Christian Koloko. If he was already naming Koloko as a mistake as his GM work before we even decided where Koloko was going to go, he knew he wasn't going to get him back. When he said that, you got to think about that, Mike, logically, is that why would he name him as one of his mistakes when it was still open and the possibility of him returning to the Raptors when he was clear was there? He knew he'd already lost him. It could be as easy as knowing what Rich Paul had said to him already. It could be whatever. He could have been known that like LeBron and the Lakers were coming for him. So in some ways, Masai did not have Koloko in the plans for this year at any point. And that's part of him saying that. And then getting Bruno Fernando and adding him to our mix is the same thing right there. Yeah. Let's see. Andrew's saying Malone was so drunk during his parade speech. We are the Lakers daddies. Yeah. In some ways, it's not a good look. I mean, I get it. You're very passionate and fiery, and you really work your team up. And we've heard a lot about your dad. Your dad being an old school coach, the original Raptors coach, is being like a hard ass and cussing at people from that Bobby Knight school of coaching. Not a very nice coach, the old school kind of coach that just doesn't exist in the league anymore. And that happened that with, who knows, Michael Malone probably has a lot of his dad in him. And he's a little bit like shades of old school Bobby Knight kind of coach still in the current NBA. And that could be part of it right there. He's just a difficult personality to deal with, but he's very competitive and he works very hard. That's it. Yeah. It's crazy how Koloko still hasn't been cleared. Yeah, there's no news about this. If he was, they broadcast the hell out of this and the Lakers nation would be having a victory over this. But no, they put a 2-way on the guy on a whim, and maybe he's not even going to be valued. They put a tab on him just to say, yeah, we're dibs on him. Dibs. And it's still not for sure. Yeah, Mike's saying if Koloko was healthy, he'd be a Raptor, in my opinion. Well, I trust our sports science. I trust Dr. Alex McKechnie. I trust the people that Masai and Bobby use to check people medically. And maybe our people were like, yeah, this guy, it's not likely he's going to be able to come back, guys. And you got to just cut bait. And, even Doug Smith with his article near the end of the summer, like what he was talking about in his mailbag, guys, Raptors fans, just get over Koloko. Forget him. He's not coming back. When he did that and I got mad at him, well, maybe Doug Smith has insider knowledge at some point, too, of the Toronto Star, that he knew that Koloko's just not realistically going to be back health-wise to play in the NBA. Because if he was ready, he'd be out there already. The Lakers be using him already and getting him integrated, but he's not cleared. He is definitely not cleared medically to play. He's definitely not. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Let's see. Fiercely saying shed is steak. That is right. Andrew saying if Koloko wasn't with Clutch, he'd be a Raptor. I don't know. It could very well be we didn't have anything for him. It could very well be that Masai and Bobby, when they waived him earlier this year, were like, yeah, he's not going to be able to come back, and we can't hold this roster spot anymore. We need to move on from him. Now he's still out there, and people are all like enamored with him, and the Lakers are just trying stuff. They're playing LeBron's son, and they got a podcaster as a coach. They're just trying stuff right now in Laker Nation. Right now, that's right. Monica's got my cutoff. W stream, W vibes. Go Raptors for life. Keep at it always, Lex. Raptor Free Crew strong. Yeah, there you go, Mo. I love you. Thank you for being such an MVP for our channel. You are the best, Mo. You really are. Thank you for the cutoff. We'll probably finish up soon, naturally anyway. Kareem saying, what if Koloko knows he won't play again? So he went back with the Lakers to see whatever money he can squeeze out of them for him and Clutch. It could very well be that LeBron is using the Lakers organization to enrich his people, whether it's his son, whether it's his friend JJ Redick, who made a podcast with him, whether it's his Clutch friend that's in his Clutch group, Christian Koloko. I wouldn't put this past this. This makes sense. This makes sense in some ways. And poor Rob Pelinka and the Lakers nation, you're getting used by LeBron. And in some ways, it's kind of like a Trump action. It's like, yeah, I'm going to rich my friends by using y'all. Seriously, I can see that. I can see that. Mike's saying Clutch aren't dumb. They know we take players and make them better. They just want to profit off of it, signing our rookies and hit free agency at one point to cash in. Yeah. I mean, Clutch is weird. They're a weird entity in the NBA. That's for sure. Andrew's saying they have a podcaster as a coach. I mean, they do. They do in some ways. JJ Redick has never been an assistant coach in the NBA ever. Never. He played in the NBA, but he never, ever has been a coach in this league. And he needs help. He's going to need help. There's all kinds of blind spots and all kinds of things they're going to find out. And it's going to be a problem. Trust me. Somebody like Darko, who's not a flashy name, but worked his way up the ranks from being a youth coach in Serbia to the point where he is today. He knows coaching inside out. Trust me. But jabronis and casuals down the States would tell you that Darko Rajakovic is a worse coach than JJ Redick. They have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea what they're talking about. That's right. Tobias saying, I'm just listening to you while I'm playing on Twitch. Right on, Tobias. Well, good luck in your Twitch game, whatever game you're playing right now, maybe playing some 2K. And thanks for joining our fantasy basketball league. Guys, I've got a spot open for you guys, and I want somebody to join right now. If they're in the chat and they're not in our league yet and they do want to play, here's the link to join our fantasy Raptor Freak NBA league. If you guys want in, there's the link right there. Andrew's saying kids in the future are going to say LeBron isn't good because he played against podcasters and streamers. You want a dunk, Andrew? I'm going to give you a dunk for that one. That's a hilarious take. And I won't disagree with you, man. That's funny. 135 for you, Andrew. That's hilarious. Yeah, it won't be plumbers and firemen. It'll be podcasters and streamers. That's so good. Mike's saying Clutch signing guys that are drafted by a team that puts a lot of revenue into developing their players is a great asset. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. In some ways, look, I like how we did the development of guys like Siakam and Van Vliet and Anunoby and Powell. These guys came up with us, and we got the really good growth years early on. And then they are just bona fide, and they're going to make money. In some ways, I have no problem with our really good players walking and going to other places because in some ways, we're getting the best value out of our guys in the early years. And that's what we're about to do again right now. We're going to have some guys that are going to be really, really good. These guys are going to hit. You know, Shamshay's going to hit. You know, Shed's going to hit as a good player. And we'll get the early year value out of these rookies that we got right now over the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And it'll be at a better cost. At the point when Jamal Shed is like Fred VanVleet and he's ready to go get $35 million a year. And don't act like I'm crazy for saying that. Trust me, I see the makeup of that young man, and he is built like Fred and the ways that he will be successful. So I'm excited about it. I am excited about it. Starting the process all over and having new plants in the garden to see them grow and flourish. And these young Raptors that are on our team this year are going to be like that. Shamshay specifically. That's right. That's right. You're playing NHL. You suck at 2K. You're playing NHL. Cool. Are you playing as the Leafs? Or which team do you play as, Tobias? Andrew saying, I would join, but I never done fantasy, and I'm worried I might not do it consistently. You know, you should join anyway, Andrew. You're consistently here in the chat, and it's fun. Even if you've never done it, it's a lot of fun. So please consider it. Please consider it because you're really a strong Raptor freak right now, and we'd enjoy having you in the league. Kareem saying, Andrew, that is the comment of the year. I legit laughed out loud. Yeah, that was a really good comment. His comment earlier when he said about that they're going to be playing streamers and Twitchers. That is pretty good. Tobias saying, hope I can get some followers eventually. Well, on Twitch, I don't know what you got to do on there. I mean, if you're Kai Cenat, you got to get a horse and let people ride around in your living room on a horse or something. I don't know. Twitch streamers are really weird these days, these guys. You know, on Survivor, they've got like a Twitch streamer on there right now who's really arrogant, and he's going to get in trouble. This guy, Rome. I don't know if y'all are watching any Survivor this season so far, but it's pretty interesting. They've got like personalities like podcasters and sports and kind of like broadcasting people, and they're very interesting group. This on Survivor this year, this fall. Yeah, very very interesting. Andrew saying, "Let's go, Kareem. Glad to make you laugh." And Mo saying, "Those are here to support you always." There you go. We love you, Mo, and we are here to support you. I love seeing your write ups again. Fantastic stuff. Seriously, y'all, if you are not following Superfan Monique Lawrence on Facebook, you need to, because as much as my reaction stream is fun to listen to, reading Monique's write-ups post-game after the game is over is so informational, and her observations are always astute and on point. Follow Superfan Monique Lawrence on every platform you can find her, wherever she is, on Facebook, on Instagram, on wherever she is, and get the information from her, because she's working hard like she has for years and years and years. A steady source of reliable information about the Toronto Raptors, better than ESPN in my book. Check out Monique's stuff. Seriously, I was so happy to see your write-up this week after the preseason game, Mo. I was like, yeah, we're really back, because I get to read Monique's thoughts on the game. I love that so much. I really do. Yeah, you're playing as the Oilers. Well, that makes sense. They were in the finals last year. That makes sense. Mike's saying Twitch is hard. You got to just talk about the topics. You're doing a lot of talking. Now, I probably do okay there. And y'all know, just in case, God forbid anything happens, I love you, YouTube. That's my default. I do have a Twitch channel. And if I ever have problems on this platform, I will migrate there. If you ever were like, where the fuck is Raptors Freak? No, you can find me on Twitch as my secondary emergency. So I will be on there. I will be on there. You like the Oilers as your favorite team. That's a great team, man. I want them to do well. I want that cup back in Canada. I really, really do. All right, let me keep going on the tabs and make sure I didn't miss anything. Let's see. There's no birthdays again today, which is too bad. All right, we did the trivia. So I think we're in good shape, guys. Thanks for watching me today. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Join the channel if you want. Membership has its privileges, all kinds of goofy stuff on this channel all the time. And I hope that everybody has a great day today. Yeah, a little feisty to start the channel. I mean, it's a little weird what's going on in the world with calamity and war, and it's tough. We got to stay positive and try and fight the good fight for the right side. And the right side is the people in general, everybody. And anybody who's pointing out minorities and this person's the problem, this person's the problem. Well, the only minority that's truly evil is the ultra rich. And I know Tommy got really mad at me earlier, but that's fine. Things can smooth out over time. But I think Tom's missing the point of what I'm trying to say. Listen, you can get rich. I'm not against people having money and being in a comfortable life. Everybody should get a comfortable life. But the people that are hoarding a huge amounts of money at the very, very top are disgusting and despicable. The fact that Elon Musk could become a trillionaire in the near future is gross, is disgusting, and is not right, because that money is not being used to help fix our roads. That money is not being used to help babies that need care, that don't have parents. That money is not being used to help people that are disabled live their lives and be okay. So there's all kinds of causes that are held up because of extremely greedy people that have gamed the system by paying for politicians, paying for rules and laws to be made. And if we really want to amend the system, we've got to take it back as the people, as the all of us. And all of us means indigenous people, means immigrants, it means trans people, it means gay people, it means black people, white people, Chinese people, Asian people. Everybody is all together. And the real problem out there is the people that are wealth hoarding. And there's really serious problems with this. People that get around paying their fair share of taxes, people that are getting money off of us by gouging us at the grocery store, Galen Weston. Yeah, there's a lot of immorality in the capitalist system of North America right now, where there's babies starving. And meanwhile, somebody can have like their 30th house and pay to have a bridge moved in Europe. So yeah, I denounce Amazon. I do not use Amazon. Seriously, do not use Amazon as much as you can. And don't use the Starbucks either. They're union busters. So we have power as individuals. Stay grassroots. Go and shop locally. Go and buy from somebody, from them. You got a farmer near you, go buy food from them, because it will help. It's healthier and it's helping them, the small business. And there ain't nobody getting a cut somewhere else in those kind of ways. Yeah, let's see. Oh, classic card. You know what? You just reminded me. I had not done that. All right, Andrew just joined the league. I love it, Andrew. Are you going to be in there with us? All right, Smooth, you did just save me on this. I was going to totally forget. I did not do a classic card yet, so now we're going to do it now. Yeah, thank you, Smooth, for reminding me. Yeah, let's see. Trevor's saying, I went sightseeing early today. The place is beautiful. People are so nice. I've heard very good things about Portugal. My good friend Johnny's from there. And yeah, I've heard only great things about the country of Portugal. That's right. All right, here we go. Here's the classic card. Don't half-ass me. Please give me a full answer. This is a current player. If you can see him from there, you might know who he is already. There's a certain telltale thing about them that may give it away right away. And this is a player that you guys probably will get right away. Is anybody getting this current player in the NBA? This is not a classic card. That's right, Smooth. It is Jalen Smith. Good job. Jalen Smith's glasses usually give him away. But yeah, Jalen Smith is the classic card today. I'm going to give Smooth Brown Man 100 points on the classic card for that one. Let me write it in real quick. Is Jalen Smith. And we got Smooth Brown Man. And we're going to give you 100 for that one because he's a current player. So it's not as big total. There you go. Good job on the classic card. And thanks for reminding me. Let's see. Isaac's saying stay positive, stay together, but please do it with an open mind and patience. Yeah. And in some ways, I'm crazy. In some ways, Tom, I apologize for going off on you. You didn't totally deserve that. But in some ways, I'm like, look, I'm Robin Hood. And I don't need, you're standing up for the poor or the rich. And I'm trying to help the poor in some ways. In some ways, why do we never talk about Robin Hood anymore? Like, why is it not being redone like everything else? Like, we have a new Robin Hood every couple of years. No, they don't want to tell that story anymore because rich people probably pay the entertainment companies to not make Robin Hood a popular story anymore. In some ways, when I was a kid, it shaped my mind watching a red fox from Disney go up against the evil sheriff of Nottingham and King John. And that really did kind of get me at a certain point. They don't want to train these kids to hate rich people like that or that kind of stuff. So in some ways, they took the whole story of Robin Hood out of like popular stories. You don't see that story getting told anymore. Why is that? That's what I would say right there. Yeah, current Bull. That's where Jalen Smith is now. He's on the Bulls now. Interesting. Good information, Andrew. All right, y'all. See y'all tomorrow for Wow Wednesday. Have a great day. Touch grass and get out there and Raptorize your day like Nad Bhatti would. I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30. Peace, love, and understanding. And yeah, in some ways, listen, have a critical thinking mind in today's world. There's a lot of people trying to manipulate you with weird shit. And in some ways, fear is the biggest way that they try and manipulate you, whether they think you should be afraid of people taking your job, whether they should be afraid of this or that, if somebody's trying to teach your kid to be gay or something like that. Yeah, don't let this fear bullshit control your emotions and where you look at things. And seriously, fight the good fight. Fight the good fight for the little guy and not for the 1% that don't need your help, honestly. All right, y'all, let's go. 30th anniversary season, Toronto Raptors.